Yes, I'm an Elvis noob experiencing the back catalogue of the great man for the first time. Hello, everybody. I am Mike from the Rewatch Project podcast, and welcome to another edition of Front Row. Yes, so I'm back in the kingly world of one Elvis, Aaron Presley, and I'm very happy to say that I'm continuing my first-time watch of Elvis Presley in concert, aka EPiC, directed by Baz Luhrmann, and what a revelation this has turned out to be so far. Before getting back into that, though, just a quick reminder that I do pause these videos, I do talk over them. It is what it is. That's how I choose to react. I would strongly urge you, however, to watch EPiC, Elvis Presley in concert, in its entirety from an official source, prior to me spoiling it by talking all over it, particularly if you've not seen it before. I would also encourage you to check out the other content on this channel, including the Rewatch Project podcast, where we go back and rewatch some of our favourite film and television franchises, in addition to the other film, TV, music and general pop culture related goodness that cohabits this here channel. Last but not least, just a reminder that we very much appreciate donations via PayPal, if and only if you can afford to do so without causing yourself any financial hardship. It goes towards the upkeep of the channel and is a really big help. Let's not waste any more time. Here we go. Elvis time.
I suppose this kind of talk raises another question. Am I in love?
I wonder if you're lonesome tonight.
Well, I get lonesome sometimes. It's pretty lonely when you
You know, someone said the world's a stage and each of us play a part.
I get lonesome right in the middle of a crowd.
All those lonely, lonely times.
Wow, that image there of Elvis, I'm going to go back.
Right in the middle of a crowd.
You know, there he is with all of his own friends, and you know, his entourage, whatever you want to call it, you know, brotherhood. But because it's all about him, it ultimately means he's alone.
I have had and still have some very lonely, and you need somebody.
I'm so happy that you are.
Am I in love? You need somebody. Love. I'd like to get married. I'd like to have a family. I've got a feeling that with her, I won't be lonesome no matter where I am.
You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you.
Wow, she's beautiful.
All those lonely, lonely times. And I guess I never told you.
I love this version of a song.
I'm so happy.
Real simple, just organ, bass, drums, vocals. I like that carpet.
Made you feel second best.
It's his daughter, is it? Lisa Marie?
Girl, I'm so sorry I was blind. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
Oh. Beautiful. Imagine being a child in Elvis's world. How magical that must have been. But this song, I mean, I spoke in a recent Elvis video about how difficult it is to do simplicity well. And this song is so powerful because it's such a relatable and simple conceit. Just this idea of taking somebody for granted, realizing too late that you've taken them for granted, and the regret that goes with that, but also the reassurance that your feelings never diminished. I mean, we all have that in our lives, you know, where you've got these people that are important to you, but you know, work and life and all of these things that you do to sustain yourself and your relationships and keep yourself financially secure and healthy and all that sort of stuff, they can blind you and distract you, and maintaining that balance can be really challenging. And you know, that's what this song's about. And what a beautiful performance of it. It's so simple and kind of just spiritual sounding, and the sort of Super 8 footage or whatever it is amazing. You know, what an incredible cultural artifact that is.
I'd like to get married. I'd like to have a family. I've got a feeling that with her, I won't be lonesome no matter where I am.
And fighting that loneliness, you know, that was Elvis's big fear, wasn't it? Being alone. Fear makes you do weird things sometimes.
Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times, and I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine. If I made you feel,
I love the amount of televisions they've got in the house.
girl, I'm so sorry I was blind.
Another TV. I love those shag carpets.
You were always on my mind. It's weird, isn't it? Those headphones.
Whoa! Oh! Man, he's possessed. Look at him. He's so happy. And so am I. Look at the band. Look at them vibing off him. Oh, baby. Oh! He's full of the spirit.
When my Jesus was, when he was, he washed my sins away. Happy day. I'm scared.
Oh, baby.
All different types of.
I want to watch that again.
Right in the middle of a crowd.
All those lonely, lonely. If I made you feel. It's weird, isn't it? Those headphones.
Oh, right at the top of his voice there.
Watch and pray. Watch and pray.
Oh, it's drum fills. I love watching what the guitarists are doing. So tasteful, knowing when to put in these little licks. Powerful.
I liked all different types of music when I was a child, you know. Of course, the Grand Ole Opry was the first thing I ever heard, probably. But I liked the blues and I liked the gospel music, gospel quartets.
Thank you very much. We'd like to do a gospel song, ladies and gentlemen, that we did in 1966 called How Great Thou Art.
It's like you can see him conducting this spirit. It's like he's pulling it into himself, going into this meditative state.
Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars
Oh, you can hear the rolling thunder.
The universe display.
We grew up with it, you know, from the time I can remember, like 2 years old. I grew up with this because my folks took me there. And then when I got old enough, I started to sing in church. And I started.
That's how you got into singing?
Well, it's one of the ways.
One of the ways.
You know.
We're in the middle of the somebody number. Way up in the middle of the air.
This seems to be his happy place.
We're in the middle of the air. Oh, John Clare, song man, and we're a bright star in his right hand. One his eyes flash fire, burn sun.
Why don't we do that song? It's like Gilead, not Gilead.
Well, yeah.
Sit over there, Gilead.
He's got to be the baritone there.
Sit down, darling. Play it something.
But this thing here, the gospel thing, is really what we grew up with, you know, more than anything else.
And choosing music too, because there's a kind of, if you've seen Baptist choirs, there's a kind of intensity about it. And it's the same kind of intensity, electricity that you have on stage.
It's almost like I don't mean this blasphemously, this is a metaphor. It's almost like a seance, isn't it? When you see people singing spiritual music together. I mean, any kind of group musical performance is a kind of act of symbiosis, you know, coming together and becoming one unit. That's a spiritual thing in its nature, but there's something about this type of singing where it does just feel like you are in communion with each other, you know, and well, that's a powerful thing.
Every song.
It's a kind of a soul, a kind of what deep
Inside, yeah.
It just isn't singing notes, it's singing something that seems to come from very deep inside of you.
And at certain times you push out, pull in.
When the whole world is falling around me.
Wow.
We'll do 2 shows a lot of times, and we'll go upstairs and sing until daylight. You know,
Amazing.
gospel songs. It more or less puts your
Wow.
mind at ease. It does mine.
So being a fly in the
Otherwise, you
wall.
go out of here just you couldn't sleep for, you know. There's nothing wrong with it, but
Oh. Oh my gosh.
it takes at least 4 or 5 hours to even begin to unwind. Sing it, fellas.
When Christ shall come, we shall have acclamation
He's feeling it.
to take me home.
Look at how it's empowering him. That's amazing.
Joy shall fill my
Amazing.
shall bow in humble adoration and there proclaim, oh my God, how great
Oh yeah.
thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
Amazing.
How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
It just makes you feel so good.
How great thou art, how great thou
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. You know, I mean, there's so much of what I've seen of Elvis and talked about with Elvis is this about this kind of magic trick that he does, this ability, this supernatural ability to be a force. You know, and I've used words like conductor and conduit and lots of electrical terminology because it does feel that he's there. And even when he's not singing here, you can see him absorbing the power and giving the power back to the band and the audience. And he's just as important when he's not singing as when he is singing. And this ability that he has to access this additional level of superheroic powers when he's dealing with the spiritual. And this footage that you see of him, where he's singing for the pure love of the game, you know, not because he has to be on at 2:00. There's no agenda at all. It's pure spirituality, pure joy, pure love of the art form and of the camaraderie and all of these things. Is truly a powerful, emotional, moving, important, beautiful thing. And also the earlier footage as well, you know, seeing him at home, seeing him with his daughter and his wife and his craving for normality. And this idea that this central theme of loneliness is not only huge in Elvis's music and in his life, but you can see that it drives him, it motivates him, it's part of his insecurities. It's probably one of the things that made him make terrible decisions. You know, this fear of being alone. He desperately wanted to be loved, but at the same time, he was so scared of being alone that he was incapable of being alone. And that probably led to infidelity, which can destroy relationships and result in you being alone. So often, our fear of something is the thing that drives us towards actually making the thing that we're scared of happen. That's the cruel irony. But what a beautiful, beautiful thing this is. And, you know, I've got 25 minutes of the film left, so probably another couple of videos. Really enjoying this tremendously. I will put out some other Elvis content maybe in between these sections as well, these remaining sections. But I would also encourage you to check out the other content on this channel, the other film, TV, music, and general pop culture related goodness, including the Rewatch Project podcast, where we go back and rewatch some of our favourite film and television franchises. And also donations via PayPal are very much appreciated, but please do not donate if doing so would cause you any financial hardship, because we don't want that. And just your patronage and your comments and your sharing is thanks enough. I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.